I have no idea why, but I'm kind of worried about reviewing this episode. The last two episodes I rather enjoyed, but Applebuck season is one of those episodes that I don't remember much about besides the major plot point. But I'm going to go ahead and give this episode a watch, and let's just jump right into it. This episode starts out with Applejack and Big Mac trying to figure out how they're going to do the Applebuck season this year, with Big Mac being injured. But Applejack kind of gets a little full of herself and says she can handle it all herself.
Biting off more than you can chew is just what I'm afraid of.
Are you saying my mouth is making promises my legs can't keep?
Alright, we're already at our first little bit of issue that I have with the episode is the fact that Applejack is already full of herself, and you can see where this is going to go with the rest of the episode. As Applejack was working, apparently a stampede was caused, and this brings a lot of questions. So this makes not a lot of sense to me. The fact that they're herding cows around, but they're also like hooved creatures that also speak, which is really weird seeing them being hurled around like this and not really being treated like the way ponies are, which is a very strange thing to do with this situation. The town decides to throw a party in Applejack's honor and give her an award for being the most dependable of ponies. Now this scene leads to actually some pretty funny moments with Applejack coming in tired, and also Twilight just getting annoyed that she can't do her speech, and it's just good fun. It's a nice moment, and this is when we start to see the conflict of the episode. Twilight goes to confront Applejack about why she seems so out of it, and she clearly hasn't slept, and she's working on the apple farm by herself, and Twilight is trying to figure out why. Now, there's a little annoyance to this, but I've actually known people who are like this, so they don't want any help and they want to prove they can do it on their own when they clearly need the help. Applejack goes off to help Rainbow Dash perform a new trick, and not doing very well at helping. But this leads to probably my favorite moment of the episode.
You're supposed to land on the other end. Got it.
This leads Twilight to go back to Applejack, and comedy ensues.
Bee squawk? I don't think so. No. Can we talk? 20 stocks? Bean or celery?
This goes on for way too long and isn't really that funny. It's just Applejack mishearing everything Twilight says and Twilight getting annoyed at her. We've seen this joke played out hundreds of times in other media. It just lasts too long. This kind of joke can be funny, but it just lasts way too long here. This leads into a scene where Applejack goes to help Pinkie Pie make some baked goods at Sugar Cube Corner, but it's literally the same joke again, where she mishears everything that Pinkie says and puts the wrong ingredients into the mix. This leads into every pony getting sick. Wow, this is too real. This leads to Twilight having to go back to Applejack once again. Wow, rinse and repeat, huh? And talk to her once again, telling her that she needs some rest and needs help with finishing up the orchard. But she keeps being stubborn and not listening and arguing with Twilight, which honestly at this point is slightly frustrating even for the viewer. I know at this point in the show we don't know these characters as well as we do in later seasons, but we can tell this is highly obnoxious and just a tad annoying, and you can feel where Twilight's coming from with the annoyance of this entire scene. And it's just strange and annoying, and I can see Twilight's frustration.
That pony is stubborn as a mule. No offense.
None taken.
Why does that feel racist? Rounding off the checklist, Applejack now goes to help Fluttershy round up some newborn baby bunnies, and obviously that doesn't really go well. She's pretty aggressive and is clearly not doing it right, and is obviously giving Fluttershy some frustration. And this leads into, yet again, another stampede. I absolutely love that shot.
The horror! The horror! It was awful! A disaster! A horrible, horrible disaster!
You three, shut up. And that was clearly Tara Strong's voice. Twilight finally says enough is enough and goes to confront Applejack once again, rinse and repeat. And Applejack is clearly not in a good state at all. But Twilight tells her off anyway and tells her she needs to get some help and some rest. Because, well, it's just bad. But she points out that the fact she finished the orchard all on her own. Congratulations for her. But it's too good to be true, because Big Mac points out that, well, look over there. There's still plenty of darn apples that you need to go pick. And Applejack, clearly distraught, passes out. Twilight is finally able to get through to Applejack, and her friends wind up helping her finish off the rest of the orchard, learning a lesson about knowing when to ask for help. The episode ends with a pretty decent joke.
That apple bucking sure made me hungry, and I've got the perfect treat. Ew! Spike, I threw those away! Where'd you get them? From the trash. Ew! Just a little nibble? Come on!
Not sure if I got that right. Was that even a joke? Whatever. I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. May not have been a joke, but I enjoyed it. And that was Applebuck season. What did I think of the episode? It was fairly decent. Looking back at this episode, I have a lot more problems with it than I remember. Obviously, the earlier episodes aren't as good as some of the later, but for Pete's sake, Ticketmaster was more entertaining than this episode. Not to say this episode was bad, it's just a lot of the beats are very cut and dry, and they're also very repetitive with the fact that Applejack does something, is tired, messes it up, and then Twilight goes and talks with her, rinse and repeat. It just happens a lot in this episode, and it's really very cookie cutter, very simple, but there's obviously good moments in the episode where you actually enjoy some of the stuff going on, and the characters are pretty decent. There's not very much funny moments in the episode. Like, obviously there's a few parts that are funny, but the episode's overall just decent. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. We do have another review on this channel coming next week. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next one.